Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, WWE Money in the Bank preview. Money in the Bank this Sunday on Peacock. The Money in the Bank is typically one of the top, I would say, it's probably the fourth biggest pay-per-view, maybe fifth biggest at the worst. If you think about WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. Survivor Series has kind of lost its luster because they changed it. It's Raw versus Smackdown, which is stupid. But Money in the Bank is typically one of the big ones. That's why it was postponed this year to get it to July, so we could have it in front of the live crowd, which I'm excited to see. I've yet to watch Smackdown, so I don't know if it's a new set, if it's the old set, whatever they're trying to do with it. I'm actually going to watch Smackdown here in a few minutes. But yeah, we're going to run down the preview of the show. So the pre-show match is for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. We have the Mysterio's current Smackdown Tag Team Champion versus the Usos. Well, we all know Jimmy Uso. Yeah. Another DUI. So he may be going away for a while. We'll see what that happens. But since it is on the pre-show, I don't see there being a title change. So I've got the Mysterios retaining their titles. Then we have the Universal title. We have Champion Roman Reigns. The king, leader of the family. But yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the best angles, stories that WWE's done in a long, long time. King of the, king of the family, the whole, everything they're doing with him. It's just gold. The fact, the way he's playing out with Paul Heyman, Heyman looks literally scared of him sometimes. The tribal chief, here you go, So we get Roman Reigns versus Edge. Honestly, there's no reason to take the title off Roman Reigns right now. So I have Roman Reigns retaining the title here. Next up is the Raw Tag Titles. We have the champions AJ Styles and Omos versus the Viking Raiders. Honestly, there's no reason to leave the titles on AJ and Omos because they're not defending them. So I'm actually taking the Viking Raiders to win the Raw Tag Titles here. Then we have the WWE title on the line. We have champion Bobby Lashley versus Kofi. We had Hell in a Cell on Monday Night Raw after Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Xavier Woods versus Bobby Lashley. Okay, Bobby Lashley won. Last Monday on Raw, we had Bobby Lashley versus Xavier Woods. How do we go from a gimmick like Hell in a Cell to no gimmick? It's pointless having New Day versus Bobby Lashley when you know they're not going to win. Now, is there a chance Kofi could win this? Yes, there's definitely a chance. Now, SummerSlam, Las Vegas. You're not going to have Kofi go in there as champion. Bobby Lashley wins. We have a Goldberg on Monday night, probably. But yeah, so Bobby Lashley beats Kofi here. The Raw Women's title, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Kind of tired of seeing it. We've seen it so many times now. It's kind of lost its luster. It's burnt out. It's pointless. Got Rhea retaining now. Money in the Bank ladder matches. We got two of those bad boys up here. We got the men's Money in the Bank. We got from Raw, Ricochet, John Morrison, Riddle, Drew McIntyre. From SmackDown, we got Big E, Kevin Owens, King Nakamara, Seth Rollins. There's no point in John Morrison winning the Money in the Bank. None at all. He's not a world champion in WWE. Riddle. I don't see Riddle versus McIntyre. I don't see Riddle versus Lashley. So Riddle's out. Ricochet, no, there's no way Ricochet's winning this. He's just there for the spot fest. The only person from Raw that I think has any shot at all is Drew McIntyre. Now, because Drew McIntyre fought Bobby Lashley in the cage in Hell in a Cell, he said he could not face Lashley for the title as long as Lashley was champion. He couldn't go for the title. If he lost. Does Money in the Bank change that? Does Drew McIntyre win Money in the Bank? Cash in on Roman Reigns and do Roman Reigns and Drew. Can't even do that with the rules today. If you look on the SmackDown side, we got Big E, They need to make Big E bigger. They need to push him. So I can see Big E win. Kevin Owens didn't really need it. He didn't need it. He's Kevin Owens. King Nakamura. Really? Shinsuke? King Nakamura? We're doing that now? I mean, if they were going to put a title on Nakamura, they would have done it versus AJ or WrestleMania when he won Royal Rumble a few years ago. Seth Rollins, I don't think Rollins needs it. I mean, do you do Rollins? I mean, if you have Rollins with Money in the Bank, cash in on Roman Reigns. I mean, again, Roman and Seth. Really, the only person... I think there's only two people that could win this, in my opinion. That's Drew McIntyre and Big E. Because we're going to keep Roman as champion. The end goal is to do Roman, Cena, Roman, Rock. I don't see, they're not taking the title off Roman right now. So it's going to be somebody from Raw. Unless Big E goes back to Raw. Drew McIntyre is my pick. That's really the only one that makes sense. When it comes to the women's Money in the Bank, on the Raw side we have Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki A.S.H. On the SmackDown side we have Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Tamina. Now, if a Raw person wins the men's, logic tells us a SmackDown person will win the women's. Now, there's only two people that make sense. Look at Asuka. She won Money in the Bank last year and became the women's champion because the title was in the briefcase because Becky was pregnant. Unless we have a Becky return, which we've already been announced to all the people in the match, stranger things have happened. Asuka, there's no reason we're going to win it. Naomi, they haven't really pushed her much. There's zero reason for Naomi to win. Alexa Bliss, yeah, it'd be cool with what they're doing with her, but she doesn't need a title. And then her doing this whole whatever the hell it is, there's no point putting the title on there. Now, Nikki A.S.H. She beat Rhea. She beat Charlotte. Never beat the clock matches, but still, there's officially wins. She makes sense. Liv Morgan doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't see her versus a Bianca Belair. Zelina Vega makes some sense. Her resigning, her getting fired. They like to push people to resign from getting fired. Natalya, there's no point. She's a women's tag team champion. Same way as Tamina, there's less point with Tamina. Unless somehow they take Tamina and put Becky Lynch in. Unless they somehow sign Tessa Blanchard and put her in here, or they call up somebody from NXT. Yeah, there's two people that could possibly win this. Nikki A.S.H., Zelina Vega. I'm picking Nikki as my pick. So that's going to wrap up the 2021 WWE Money in the Bank preview. Money in the Bank picks. Drew McIntyre, Nikki A.S.H. We have women's titles. Speaking of women's titles, the SmackDown women's title is defended on SmackDown tonight. I haven't watched it yet. But the poster for Money in the Bank has Bianca Belair on it. And she's not even on the card. Figure that one, folks. Alright, well, that's going to wrap it up. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports talent content.